Hi everyone, this is the MAC Cosmetics Examiner and I'm super excited to bring you a new review today. Actually, I'll be doing two reviews on the Daphne Guinness collection. Now, as you know, this collection was released on December 26th and it was highly anticipated. And there's such a fantastic array of beautiful colors, very spring colors included in this collection. So as always, I'm going to show you the actual products and then I will save the swatches for the end. And be on the lookout for another review today from the Daphne Guinness collection on lip products. So as you can see in this video review, I'm going to be talking about the two blush ombres that were released in this collection, two of the three pigments, and then the eyeshadow quad. Now you may recall MAC had released some blush ombres in the past in a previous collection, and they were really popular. And two of them are re-promotes. Now, blush ombres were originally released with the Spring Color Forecast collection a couple of years ago. And so two of them made a return in this collection. The first being Azalea Blossom. And as you can see, it's a gorgeous color. And it's showing up true to color. A bit brighter, but it's pretty much that same color in the pan. Now, Azalea Blossom is described as a light cool pink. And this is limited edition, of course. It's a beautiful, beautiful gradient of color. You can see that it goes from a very baby pink down to a lilac color. So depending on your mood, you can definitely build this up. They're both very, they can go on very sheer, but at the same time they can pack a lot of color on. So that's up to you. And then the next one is Vintage Grape. And it is a bit like Azalea Blossom, but it's certainly darker. It goes from a very dark purplish pink to a very dark grape purple color. And this is described as a mid-tone violet pink, and this is also limited edition. These retail for $26, and I know that they are still available in some locations and perhaps even online at the MAC Cosmetics official website. And again, pigmentation is amazing, and it's up to you. You can go on sheer, but especially with Vintage Grape, if you're looking for more sheer application, use a light hand, and again, the brush is going to play a role in that. So if you want just a little bit of a wash of color, then I would suggest using a brush that will give you a light application, and then of course using a light hand. But as you can see, they are quite similar. Of course, the Vintage Grape being quite darker. And they're beautiful colors. And I know a lot of people had missed out on the blush ombres in the previous collection. So these have been very popular items. These two blush ombres were very popular. And again, the pigmentation is amazing, and it does go on, it can go on sheer, but then it can also go on very heavy. So that's dependent on you. So the next thing I'd like to talk about is the Interior Life eyeshadow quad. And as you can see, they're very dark, plummy purple colors, and this was limited edition. It of course comes with 4 limited edition eyeshadows. The first being Stratus, which is a light pink, and that's a matte. And then Interior Life, which is a mid-tone gray color, gray blue, which is a Velux finish. And then Blue Sky, which is a dark lavender gray, and that's a satin finish. And then last but not least, Heather Bells, which is a dark charcoal carbon, and that's a satin finish. I think these colors are great for a smoky eye, and you could certainly go for a more natural look just using some of these other colors. But then you can darken it up with some of the darker colors. But I think that the pigmentation is good. And if you want it to be a darker look or a heavier look, I would just suggest building up the color. Because these can go on quite sheer. Even though the pigmentation is good, they do go on quite sheer. So if you want a darker application, then you just have to build up the color. but I think this was a really beautiful quad. This retails for $38, and I will be showing you the swatches shortly. And then the next product that I would like to discuss are the two pigments. The first is Aurora, and as you can see, that is an absolutely stunning shade. And this is described as a pink taupe with a frost finish, and this is limited edition. And you do get quite a bit of product with these pigments, and these are very versatile. Not only can you use them on your eyelid, but you can use them on your cheeks and for just about anything. I'm sure if you talk to a MAC cosmetics artist, they can further describe the different various usages that these MAC pigments have. And then this pigment here is called Nebula, and it's a dark grade brown with pearl. And this is also a frost finish. And again, these were two limited edition shades. There was another shade that was released. There were 3 pigments total in this collection. The other was Circa Plum, and that was a re-promote that had been released in a previous collection also. So let's get to the swatches so you can get a better idea. Now, the first 2 here are Azalea Blossom, going from the lightest pink to the darkest lavender. And as you can see, they do go on sheer, but you can definitely build up the pigmentation on it. So that's up to you. And then there's Vintage Grape, going from the darkened pink to the darkened purple. And as you can see side by side, they are rather... Vintage Grape is darker, obviously, than Azalea Blossom. So if you like something that has more of a punch to the color, I would definitely suggest Vintage Grape. Although I actually suggest both, because Azalea Blossom, you can definitely build up the pigmentation of the color as well. And then there are the 2 pigments, and as you can see, the first one here is the Aurora pigment. It's a beautiful color. I think this would be perfect for the summer and the spring, for any time really, but especially in the summer, I think, and the spring. This would be a great color to have in your collection. And then Nebula, as you can see, it's quite dark, so you can certainly use this for a smoky eye, because you will definitely be able to achieve that look. And these are highly pigmented, with really just one bit of application of these pigments, you're going to get the color. These are not heavily swatched at all, so you can certainly see the pigmentation. And then these last 4 colors here are, of course, the Interior Life eyeshadow quad. And as you can see, the first one there is Stratus. And then you have the Interior Life, Blue Sky, and Heather Bells. And as I said, they can go on rather sheer, but you can certainly build the color up. And I highly suggest everything in this collection, but especially these products that I'm reviewing now. I think that the eyeshadow quad is beautiful. I love the darkened lavenders and the darker grayish colors. I think they're going to really translate beautiful onto one's eyes. So this is certainly something I would highly recommend. And of course, the pigments, because when you get limited edition pigments like this, and if you're a big fan of MAC pigments, I definitely suggest these. And again, you really don't want to miss out on the blush ombres, because they are really beautiful colors, and the pigmentation is there. You can go for just a really gentle light wash of color, or something that's noticeably darker. So thank you so much for watching. These are really wonderful products. I highly suggest that if you are able to still find these items in your local MAC cosmetics counter or MAC store, I highly suggest everything. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I will be bringing you future reviews soon. Thank you so much.